Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Pillars of Eternity. I'm your host, Colors Fade. It's episode 56. We're in the upstairs of Galvino's workshop, his cabin. We're going to wander over here and see what's in this room, if anything. Well, there's a trap there. We got lucky there. Okay. So, I will go clear this trap off. Galvino loves putting traps in the middle of his floor just because he can. Oh, some foodstuffs. And Rite of Youthful Spirits plus 3 athletics. Okay. Well, then that looks like it. So we need to go back to Stalwart. I would like to get the Devil of Cantec in our party. However, the downside is I also want to finish Grieving Mother's personal quest, and to do that, we have to keep her in a party. This is one of the things that's a little bit annoying about how they did the companion quest in this game, is that you just to keep him in your party. Like, that's the constraint. So you end up, you know, it's hard to get everybody in your party and rotate them in and out when you have to keep them in there.
Nice and slow.
Come down here. I think it might be wise to clear the rest of this map if we can. There's a guy here. Taraga. And he's woof. Okay. What's going on with this guy? Hello there. Always good to see more kith on the road. You can relax. For the time being, Ingot here will let me know if any ogres come upon us. Ought to be heading down the mountain soon, but I've still got some supplies if you need anything. Okay. What do you got for sale? Anything unique? Nothing unique. Okay. But he's there. That's cool. All right. Exceptional battle axe. With authentic battle damage. If you don't know what movie that's from, if you can't instantly quote that film, we have some work to do. Okay, let's go over here, right there. Let's speed the group up. We'll wander over in this direction. What's going on in our castle? A wanted criminal by the name of Nera the Deft Hand has arrived at the stronghold. Yeah, but we're not going to go all the way back for that, are we? I don't think so. Instead, let's wander up in this direction. Not you first, dummy. Let's turn this mess off. Okay, this is what we want to do. And over here, oh, we have lots of them. Okay. Adair, my friend, knock this thing down.
Yes.
You, my friend, knock that thing down. I will endeavor to charm some things, like... I need to get to that one, if I can. And you need to get over on this one, if you can. And you need to do this. Pelagina. Take the red fin here, will you? Good job, darling. Okay, now I want you to run up here. Attack that thing. Okay, I got that guy on my side. And this guy on my side. Alright, perfect. You attack this thing. Grieving Mother, where are you? You got your bow and arrow here. See if you can also whisper treason this thing. And I will see if I can whisper treason this thing. Pelagina. Yeah, sure. Attack that thing. Go for it. Do this. Everybody will be faster. This thing running around behind us is not a great idea. Get over here. I will freeze this bad boy. Oh no, I'll just keep attacking. I don't need to freeze him. He's just about dead. You're gonna offense everybody. Good evening, mother. Why don't you switch back to your nasty weapons over here and go attack us? Okay. Whole group, turn on.
Oh, no.
There we go. Yeah.
What is it?
Heal thyself.
Yeah.
And I will prepare.
This thing is doing the job.
Like that. Mirror image came up. Okay. Well, yeah. These can't be charmed, can it? Yeah, they can be charmed, but they can. Oh, they can be absolutely
Your thoughts
frozen.
must flow deeply,
Okay.
indeed.
Freeze them. Freeze that one.
Huh?
Pelagina, what's going on?
What?
Get over here, Magnum boy. There we go. Blood on the ice. Alright, what do we have here? I hear giants. I hear ogres. I hear the footsteps of ogres. There's trampled bloody slush around this toppled wagon. You spy tracks leading back south along the path. Okay. Oh, camping supplies. Oh my goodness, so good. We need those. Okay, so here is the wall of Durgan's battery. Some part of it anyway. Let's go this way. Oh, it's a good time. I hear it. What do we got? We got this thing. Oh, we got 2 of them. 3 of them. Okay. Go knock this thing down.
Well.
You. Smack that thing.
I'm
You.
ready.
Help him smack that thing.
What?
You. Interdiction. Make it painful.
Your thoughts must flow deeply, indeed.
I want you to freeze this guy.
Huh?
And I'm going to try to get around and whisper of treason bozo on the end here. I'm going to move this way. Oh, there's a bunch of different guys here. Okay. Whisper of treason that. There we go. Yeah, that's it, Pelagina. Get up there. Move right over here. Hit it. Dagger girl, where are you? You're going up there to dagger that. That's great. Right there. Do you have the line spell? You don't. Okay, try to whisper a treason that thing. Can these things not be... Oh, that one is paralyzed. It says it's paralyzed, but it's still swinging. Okay. Trying to think of what I really want to do here. Let's mental bind it to make it easier to kill. Okay, this one did not really get paralyzed. It just says it is, but it's clearly still moving. And then I'm going to grab some defense off this thing. I recommend you do the same thing. Go. Keep going. How long's he got to be charmed? For 10 more
My mind
seconds.
feels
Ooh,
sharp.
that's nice. Okay. Oh, he fell down. Okay, I am going to do this. Give me the line spell. Yes, yes. Tinkle, tinkle. Little star. Yeah, do that right there. I'm neglecting him, and that's a bad thing. Okay. People are running around like crazy over here. I need to petrify this one. Actually, I can petrify my own guy. Let's do him again. You can do this guy over here, and let's see if we can make that work. Oh, they are resistant to petrification, aren't they? Or it's saying paralyzed, and then they're not really paralyzed. Alright. Grieving mother.
What?
Yeah, get up here. Shoot that thing. Detonate. I do want to do that. Oh, I want to stop doing that. Okay, can we do a different one? Borrowed instinct. Yeah, grab that off of it. You're going to do this. Doink. There you go. I will happily try to paralyze this thing again. Because he likes to knock people over. They're really good at making us prone. Okay, no more heavy footsteps in this direction. Let's wander up here. There's a cave. Well, would you look at that? More of Durgan's batter. There's a giant cannon over there, which maybe... Hey, do you think we could use the giant cannon to, like, smash some doors or something? There's a vase. +2 intellect. +25 focus gain while endurance is above you. That is a nice necklace. For a cipher. Darling, what are you using? This cape, which is deflection. No. Let's do... Is that better than what am I wearing? Accuracy against spirit, max endurance, max health. Minus max health, plus max endurance. What happens when I take this thing off? What does my health go to? My health is 376. It's 476 without it. Okay, I'm wearing this thing. Nobody should be wearing this. I don't think anybody should be wearing that. That needs to be sold. That took 100 health off of me. It's not stellar. Okay, let's go see what happens here. There's a cannon up here on a ledge. That just seems too obvious, which means it probably doesn't work. Probably doesn't do anything. There's a bow and arrow. What do you got over here, grieving mother? There's a bow and arrow. As you grab the bow, it vibrates with a strange and familiar energy. Searching your pack, you find a silver arrow that you found lodged in an injured winter wolf. As you hold the bow and arrow together, the arrow suddenly snaps into place. You hear a crackling hum and a pale ribbon of light begins to form between the ends of the bow. When you pull the arrow back, you feel a very solid resistance. You have gained the item Stormcaller, added to inventory. That's persistence for you. I got Stormcaller. This is a soul-bound hunting bow. Oh, well, we know who we're going to give that to. And it ain't going to be me, and it ain't going to be her. Okay. Well, and there's nothing we can do with this. This was just a place to come up and get a bow and arrow. It's not anything we could do to help us get into Durgan's battery, and we can't do anything with this. Okay, that figures. Well then. Let's go back down here. We got a bow, though. Sagini will like that. Alrighty then. Figure out my mouse situation here. So up in this direction, what are we gonna run into? We gotta go back to Durgan, to Stalwart anyways, and find a dwarf, so that's how we're gonna get in. Cause we all watch ya. More cannons, useless cannons. Oh, look. Spirits.
That caravan must have had a half-ton of steel. Coinmaster Zoltan's finally getting his way.
For now, the other commandants will have his head.
Only if they don't tear each other to pieces first. I heard Maroon and Exandru.
Shh. Last thing I want is to get on Maroon's bad side.
Fine, just say the words then. I'm getting hoarse.
Oh, but we don't have the words. We gotta go to the village to find them. Okay. I hear something. It doesn't sound like one of my characters. It sounds like chainmail armor over in this direction or something. I don't see anything. Okay. That's cool. Come down here then, y'all. Durgan's battery. I gotta hand it to him. As a DLC, I actually like this one a lot. I'm really picky about DLC. I know people who've played all the Fallout DLCs and stuff, and they like all of them. They're just universally, they like them all, and that's just not me. I'm really picky. Like, I like Nuka World quite a bit, but I have serious problems with the way they structured it. I love Far Harbor is probably my favorite Fallout. No, Far Harbor is my second favorite Fallout DLC. My favorite one is Old World Blues, which is like almost perfection. But then there's a whole bunch of other DLC in the Fallout games. All the Fallout 3 DLC, I hated almost all of those. And I generally just feel like DLC they're never as good as they could be, in my opinion. But this DLC is really cool, and I am thrilled that they made it, because it felt different, but it still stayed true to the game, I guess, is the best way for me to put it. And that's what a DLC should do, is it should feel different and expose something new in the game, but it should still stay true to the base game and feel like it belongs, which this does. And it's the same thing with like Shadow of the Erd Tree. It feels very different than Elden Ring, but it still feels very much like it's a part of that world. And they take a lot of stuff in there and crank it up to 11. So for our quests, the Recluse of the Might find, a villager. We got to do that. The Hermit of Hadrid House. No, not that. What are we? Quests, the one that got away. Keep an eye on the Devil of Karak. Yeah, we'll do that. Gray Sleeper, we gotta do that. His better half, discover how Ygrad died. Hunter's favor, hunt down the wolf. Return to Farah at Gref's Rest. A traveling Scaldin expeditioner was attacked by Lagofa. She lost her companions and their artifacts. She'd like the former. Oh yeah, Grief's Rest, which is here. Okay. Rayfault. Yeah, we have to turn this in, and we have to find a dwarf. An appropriate dwarf. Villager, bard, Farah.
You look like you've been in the wilds. You see my wagon out there?
I sure did.
You've
Found
saved
your
my
goods.
hide. I can't thank you enough. But I hope you'll take this.
Fair enough. I'll take my reward.
Here, as promised.
500 copper.
Thanks again. With a little luck, I'll trade these blizzards in for a sea breeze soon enough.
Great. Okay, that one's done. A good haul. The wax maker completed. Sagini returns to the stronghold. Okay. Valhalla Courtyard pool construction finished. Oh my goodness. So, in the southern Edir province of Maganon, the wizard and inventor Galef spent decades creating devices that could mimic magical effects and properties. His fellow wizards viewed Galef's work with disdain, but one area of research intrigued even the elitist, a device that could replicate entire magical objects. The key to Galef's research was an enchanted mold. When Galef died of old age, his remote workshop was eventually plundered by southern barbarians who had been sacking the province for years. All of his work was believed to have been lost. Recently, an anonymous patron has been inquiring across the Eastern Reach for aid in recovering some of Galef's research notes, using leads that were discovered by unknown means. Sagini's patron was silent about the source of their leads, but the notes quickly proved to be valuable. A grimoire sale in the Sithwood, and notes from a dead Raid Saren wizard pointed the way towards three other wizards that were unwittingly performing research based on Galef's stolen notes. Spread out across the Eastern Reach, the wizards were amiable enough, but quite unwilling to part with their own extensive notes. After reporting back to the patron servant, Sagini discovered that no additional service was required. It wasn't until after returning to Cadnua that Sagini learned of the grisly deaths of the 3 wizards, all under suspicious circumstances. A short time later, a package arrived via guarded courier. It was addressed to Sagini, and the note simply read, "A gift." This hinged mold has the amazing powers to fully duplicate non-soul-bound weapons, shields, armor, and equipment placed inside it. The immense magical energy required to fabricate the copy uses the mold for raw material and wholly consumes it in the process. So my first thought is like, I mean, obviously, if you want some armor duplicated amongst 2 warriors, that'd be great. Or if you need 2 dual-wielding weapons of a certain type and they're not unique. Wow, that's really cool. I like that a lot. I obviously did not get that. Pay off, send escort. He's leaving in 5 days. I feel like we need to go visit him. I think that's what we're going to do. Meanwhile, we'll build something. Purchase the library. We're just going to... The rest of the stuff isn't as important, so... Andred, he's not a dwarf. Well, that doesn't necessarily mean anything. Andred, what do you got? Our ogre-slaying friend. Have they crowned you king of Stalwart yet? My friend doesn't mean to be an ass, sir. It just comes natural. What? I want a crown? Read Andred's soul. A handful of memories dart across your mind like startled fish, leaving indistinct images and sounds in their wake. For a moment, you are overwhelmed until one particular recollection tugs at your senses with stubborn force. You or Andred or both kneel on a stone floor held between 2 men. A man pacing in front of you wears the armor of a crucible knight, and you feel Andred's half-hearted contempt for him as if it were your own. You feel Andred's triumph, too, when the knight comes just close enough for you to spit blood on his boots. The memory slips away from you. Okay, what about Brithwin? The whiff of salt and brine is in your nostrils before the room is even faded. The ground heaves beneath your feet, and a spray of ocean water roars over the railing at the ship's heels under your wind. The ship shudders violently, and you are thrown against the railing. In that moment, you find your gaze pulled to the pitching surface of the dark sea, and see there an eye, broad as a shield, gazing back at you in turn. That'd be scary. Now, do I have to have this device? Uses 100 per encounter. Uses 100 what? Per encounter ability can be used for a set number of times per combat. To detect souls that dwell in Durgan's battery during a previous life, it sends out a pulse of energy generated by memories from soul fragments. The individual's dormant lives resonate, blah, 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 blah. The subjects are not aware of what's happening. Oh. So I can put it down here. Per encounter, though. Uses 100 what per encounter? Oh, I see. Uses 100 per encounter? Do I have to wait for it to recharge? I'm not sure I understand what's going on there. I mean, if it says uses 100 per encounter and then it's done. Pathetic.
Got rid of that little fella, eh? Take this with my thanks. Didn't need his trouble around here. Anyway, what brings you back?
I'm going to read your soul. You see a room, dark and damp. A cellar. It looks like part of the inn rather than an old fortress. Through Hafetic's eyes, you admire rows of gleaming bottles recently dusted and polished. And as you step back from the shelves, you look on with satisfaction at a pressure plate concealed in the stone floor.
You all right? I won't serve you if you're already drunk, you know.
No, you're good. Anybody in here? Any dwarves in here? Any dwarves? Anybody with it? Owena. Okay. The thing that might be a quick save and then try something.
Something I can do for you?
Read your soul.
Afric's got me straightening the rooms, but I'll help you if I can.
You feel for Rowena's essence and almost instantly find yourself wrapped in darkness. It takes you a moment to realize that you've plunged into a very old memory. But as your eyes adjust to the torchlight, you find yourself standing in a gloomy tunnel that you instinctively recognize as part of Durgan's battery. A handful of figures in patchy cloaks and hoods, dwarves like you, Hunch over a minecart. They're loading it with cloth-wrapped bundles from which you see the occasional flash of metal, the edge of a blade, or the burnished glow of plate. The other dwarves scurry with a curious mixture of haste and caution. They stack the bundles in the din of muted clangs and thumps, following the echoes of their ruckus down the tunnel with nervous eyes. Pay attention.
Pay attention. Sooner we get this done, sooner we can go.
Your voice is as dry, a whisper, and your nerves tingle with energy. You feel the same apprehension the others do, but unlike them, you relish it. Still, you look over your shoulder, just in case.
We're hurrying, Captain Gregor. Honest.
When you turn back, the others have redoubled their efforts, and you feel a pleasurable twist in your gut as they fill the cart. Being captain of the guard doesn't pay much, but it does allow you to visit the armory without raising eyebrows, and with Coinmaster Zoltan selling off half of the battery's arsenal, who's going to notice a few more missing pieces? Besides, you've got a buyer lined up, as long as you can move these goods out of the battery before someone squeals. As you surface from their memory, you realize that an awakening will be permanent for Owena. There may be others in the town you could awaken instead.
Sir? Excuse me, sir.
I'm gonna see if I can find someone else. But that's good to know. She's a possibility. Okay, Owena, and we made levels. Alright. Well. Oh, we need to rest. Can we rest here? Let's rest here, my friend.
Back to warm your hands, eh? What can
I'd
I
like
do
a
for
room.
top quality bear pelts on every bed?
You won't be disappointed. Yes, I know. Let's just go for the expensive stuff. Dexterity, might, constitution. Okay. Oh, and let's see. Does he have camping supplies?
Back to warm your hands, eh? What can I do for you?
Let's see
Nothing
what
like a-
refreshments you got there, buddy. I need to see right there. Camping supplies. Fade, my friend. Okay, let's level up. Okay, let's go for me first. The Cipher. Mechanics, I can't get up any higher. I think I'm just going to hold points then for next level. So, here we go. What are we looking at? This is what? Level 11? And I have down Pain Block and Amplified Wave. Amplified Wave. Target allies' mental strengths and projects them outward, forcefully causing a shock wave that inflicts crush damage and knocks. So you target, again, this is a second row spell for when you're in choke point. Does crush damage and knocks people back. Nice. Disintegration is raw damage. Burns away the ethereal sinew that holds together the mind, body, and soul of the target, causing it to rapidly take raw damage. Targets that have their endurance reached to 0 disintegrate into non-existence. It's 320 raw damage over 21 seconds. That's a dot. Mind Plague destroys an enemy's memory with calculated accuracy, leaving them dazed and confused before rapidly jumping up to 5 other enemies. Ooh, for 17 seconds. Ooh, that's interesting. Let's see. Ringleader, Tactical Meld, Mind Lance, Pain Block. Yeah, what's Pain Block? Provides an ally with a mental block on his or her pain, granting a bonus to their damage reduction and regenerating endurance over time. That's kind of like, it almost makes him a paladin. It's a little bit like a lay on hands kind of spell. Damage reduction and 128 endurance. Oh, that's huge. You got to do that. Wild Leech, what's that do? Granting the same amount as a bonus to the Cipher, affects a random attribute. So I definitely want Pain Block. Puppet Master is Dominate, which I kind of like because then they can use all of their abilities. Enemies can. Yeah, I want Disintegration instead of Amplified Wave because we just haven't been using it as enough. We haven't been doing enough choke point work for me to get too excited about having that. What I'd rather have is... I'm not even sure I need Pain Block right now. That's nice to have, but I think I'd rather have Puppet Master. Let's do that. Puppet Master and Disintegration. I like that. Okay, Defensive Paladin. Oh no, he didn't level up. Adair. Oh, okay. I gotta take a minute with the dare. So with a dare, I'm always trying to get a balance of offense and defense as I level up. It's like one level, take an offensive skill. The next level, take a defensive one. Because if you go full defense with him, he can't hold aggro on big dragons. And that becomes a problem. So for him, athletics survival 9 gets him bonus movement. We need to keep going up then. This will get him accuracy versus creature type. And then we have to look at these abilities. 2 choices here that I really like. One is Unbroken. This is basically Pillars, not Pillars of Eternity, but Pathfinder has the same kind of a skill for fighters where if they're not down, dead to 0 hit points, they revive. Or in the case of Pathfinder, they're able to keep fighting for 2 more turns. Here, he's going to pop back up with 124 endurance and then plus 5 damage reduction, plus 10 deflection, plus 10 fortitude, plus 10 will, reflex. So then you can heal him hopefully with your healer and get him kind of back into fighting order. I like that one. And the other one that's nice to have is Fearless, immunity to Frightened and Terrified. That'd be great. I'm going to grab Unbroken for now. So there's that. Now, Bellagina. For her at level 11, I have Aegis of Loyalty. Really? Okay, let's see. She's got survival level here. Let's move her up to where she can get bonus versus creature type eventually. So, Aegis of Loyalty. Confusion Charm to dominated characters have severe accuracy penalties when attacking the paladin. Additionally, the paladin's attacks against your creatures do minimal damage and always end the effect. Self. Charm to dominated confused attackers get minus 20 accuracy. So anybody trying to attack her from her own team. And then if she hits them, then they get removed, charming. So that works. I want to see what else there is. Deprive the Unworthy. Paladin temporarily snuffs out all active beneficial effects on a single foe. The effects resume once Deprive the Unworthy ends. It's 23 seconds. Reinforced Exhortation. Reviving Exhortation. I want this instead of Deprive the Unworthy. Or instead of Aegis of Loyalty. I like that. Liberating is also good. I want both my paladins to have Liberating and Revive because it's really nice to get people back up. I mean, the easier thing to do a lot of times is just restart the fight and do it better. But in this case, I'm going to grab Liberating here. It's either that or take an offense. Yeah, we have to do this. Because you don't get those other abilities until next level. Every other level, you have to choose one of these paladin abilities. I think Liberating is good so we can deal with charmed people later on, or Reviving right now because Durgan's batteries might be hard in places. I'm going to grab Revive for her. Having those on my paladins is good. Okay. Let's go see if we can find someone different than the nice caretaker at the inn. I don't think she necessarily deserves... Rayfall.
Figured you'd be out of here in a flash after the fighting died down. Most people don't stick around after they figure out the ogres are making regular visits. I would have helped fight them monsters off, you know, if I didn't think I'd just get in the way. And with you there to handle things, everything turned out well enough, didn't it? Don't see why Havrick's still sour at me.
Oh, what's this about Havrick?
Oh, Havrick's the innkeeper over at the Grave's Rest. I may have been hiding in the inn when the fighting started. The raid didn't improve his disposition any. Did you know he has a whole case of Fenlin liquor in there? I keep offering to buy it off him, but he says he's saving it up for when the battery's open again. As if we're gonna last that long. Anyhow, he said he'd thrash me up and down the mountain if I didn't leave him be.
Yeah. You hid away while everyone else risked their lives?
That's what Havrick said, actually. Look, I'm not proud of it, but I'm no warrior. What am I gonna do? Throw a net on them?
And now you're worried about some fancy drink.
They say a single drop changes your life. You'll never want to have a drink of anything else. Probably that's all rubbish, but it's supposed to be very good. It's delusional is what it is. Point of fact, what with you dealing with ogres and everything, maybe you'd, be willing to help me out. Averick keeps all the good stock in the inn cellar. Out of sight, you see. I mean, it's bound to be under lock and key, but I'm sure he wouldn't miss a single bottle. Not with everything that's going on.
What does stealing wine for you have to do with fighting ogres?
Well, Averick can be a little intimidating when it comes to his beverages. But otherwise, not much, I guess.
Not interested.
Sure, all right. But if you happen to come across some, maybe you'll let me know?
The snowy path peels away and the brisk air gives way to the acrid stench of smoke. A dark cloud billows up from the remnants of a burning house at the far edge of a rocky field. You are low to the ground, held in place, and above you the wind tugs embers back and forth like firebugs. The vision in your left eye
Not so brave
clouds.
now, are you?
A dark shape swings towards your face, and the subsequent burst of agony jars you out of the memory and back into your own skin.
What? Did I spill something on myself?
Farewell. Search the Graves Rest cellar for Finlay. Yeah, maybe. Not likely. Don't need to be a thief. Well then, do we think there's someone down here? Or Thrisk's house?
Me and
Tane's
Sledge are
house?
thinking about heading down, joining a caravan over to Donning.
Effigy's eyes!
Donnie,
It looked
what
at
for?
me!
You like your ogres bigger?
We'd have work at least, and I'm damn sick of fish.
It looked at me. What the hell just happened here? A dozen pairs of globular eyes stare up piteously from the discarded heads of the day's catch, awash in a pungent sea of fins and innards. Sift through the fish scraps. Her hand runs up against something round and fleshy, the size of a melon. It is smooth and scaleless. Parts seem to cover its hair. A discarded head, perhaps, but not that of a fish. Pull it out. With one hand on either side of the barrel, you begin to lift it out of your barrel only to have it leap from your grasp as the head's owner springs over the lip of the barrel in an eruption of fish chunks and rain down over the market stall. Yeah, it's Zahua, monk. The man who leapt from the barrel stands facing you, nearly naked save for a loincloth and drizzled in fish viscera. He's covered head to toe in scars, tears, punctures, and thorny imprints of lashings. Most are faded like old memories. Despite that, the condition in the man's body is remarkable. Drooping skin at his flanks and elbows, the only evidence of his advanced age. His face is placid, but the rest of him appears prepared for anything.
You must forgive Zawa. I was not expecting you.
He looks you in the eye at first, but his gaze drifts now and then, settling on strange parts of your face, as though distracted by new discoveries. If he is at all flustered, he gives no indication. What are you doing in that barrel? He scratches behind his ear, dismayed.
Resting my eyes, I thought. Waiting for the Malkachoa to bring me insight. It would seem I dozed. A good thing my master was not alive to see it.
He blinks, leaning in to get a better look at you. His enlarged pupils seem to crowd out his pale irises.
Are you real?
Yes.
Of course. I meant no offense, but I find it is best to ask when Malkachoa is involved.
Malkachoa?
A small white mushroom. I have heard it called snowcap in these lands. It can reveal the true nature of many things.
You have a master, you said. The man traces your inadvertent glance at his scars. He smiles politely.
A teacher, not an owner. Zawa is a free man. Well, as free as any of us.
I still don't understand why you were in that barrel.
I was freeing myself from vanity.
Did he say sanity or vanity? Adair, you are spot on, my friend.
Consider, how can one be vain who is bathed in the smell of dead fish?
Yeah. Well, hard to argue with that.
I had the idea when I passed this way earlier. I am pleased with the results so far.
He smiles at a woman whose head is swiveled towards him as she passes by, a look of revulsion on her face. Distracted, her toe catches on a stone and she nearly falls on her face. He claps his hands together.
Yes, quite pleased.
Yeah, okay, farewell. He's a monk. And he's a dumbass. He's my least favorite character in the game. Don't take him into parties. I hate monks in fantasy RPGs. Hate. Can't stress that enough. I know that's going to make everybody mad who likes monks, but I find them
Standing out here
out of
shivering.
place and absolutely absurd. They don't fit. Like, the only place that a monk would fit to me is in a game like Ghosts of Tsushima. Or something like that. Like, okay, a monk in that game would be cool. Everywhere else, it just doesn't work for me. Oh, there's camping supplies there. Oh, man. I wish I could grab those. Okay, who's in here? Is this somebody we can test? Anyway, I just hate monks. Those no armor wearing, no weapon using. I'm just gonna beat the hell out of you with my hands. Okay. Whatever.
They gone? Have those nasty brutes finally left? I heard the ogres outside, tearing down walls and murdering folk. Don't remember how things got this bad.
The elderly woman needs her hands. Knuckles are swollen knobs and her palms are ridged with calluses that scrape and rasp as she rubs them together.
But you're the new adventurer. Renengild's latest volunteer. A real spitfire, she told me. Bet you'd whip those layabouts at the mine into shape.
Let's read her soul. You feel her essence humming and buzzing. Another personality and set of memories lies dormant within her soul, convulsing as if in a fitful sleep. Contours of that dormant soul are sharp, ragged, and as you reach out for it, it seizes you violently. You're standing in the darkened fest hall. Sturdy tables and benches have been stacked against the door at the far end of the room. You know it won't be enough. A few dozen other dwarves from your tunneling crew wait with you, shovels and pickaxes in their shaking hands.
Zenove, please. If we go now, we can get behind the barricade. We won't do any good here.
He's right, and you hear agreement in the quiet murmur of the others. But Arms Warden Murden ordered you to hold your ground here. Yet in those rising whispers, you hear the opening bars of mutiny. You've never tolerated insubordination from your crew, and you aren't about to start. So you heft your pickaxe and swing it into the man's skull. He collapses and the others fall silent. The acrid odor of urine rises from his body.
We're gonna go down fighting. Anyone who feels differently can settle it with me right now.
Your voice is hoarse from hours of shouting orders, but no one else moves. They cast their eyes down in the flickering torchlight. Something thuds against the door. The others raise their weapons, picks, shovels, and a few swords, but they don't dare flinch. Your own pulse pounds at your temples. You pull back from Taina's soul, but you feel Zenov's wrath and ferocity tugging at you still. Her essence thrashes, lashing out at an unseen enemy. Zenov is powerful, but dangerous too. Her fury has anchored her to old and threatening memories. Taina, however, seems unaware of any of this, and she blinks back at you with cloudy, placid eyes. Yeah, but she's an old person. Not like the young girl at the inn who has her whole life ahead of her, so that's why we're going to make this decision here. Awaken, Zenov, and remember your battle in the fest hall. A tremor passes through Taina's face, and then her rumpled skin goes slack. After a racking cough, she blinks like someone slowly coming to consciousness.
That name. It carries memories of death, war, fury, the taste of blood. What do you want with it?
If she attacks, Adair says, and I have to punch out an old lady, I don't want to hear about it from anybody. There was nothing I could do. I need to enter Durgan's battery.
What trickery is this, stranger? You think a Pargrin would so easily betray her own people?
Her hands clench and unclench around an imaginary weapon. Zenov's essence stirs with the same battle-ready fury you sensed in her memory from Durgan's battery. She is dangerous. Beneath Zenov, Taina's overwhelmed consciousness struggles. I mean, no harm, Zenov.
Lies! You'd empty our halls if Coinmaster Zoltan threw our doors any wider. Arms Warden Maroon warned us about the greed of outsiders. You'll stay out of Durgan's battery while I'm...
She squeezes her eyes closed and shudders. Her wrath swells like a rising tide, but you may be able to calm her yet. Tell me the passphrase.
You'd rob us of our steel and leave us bleeding.
She doubles over, coughing and convulsing. Zenov at last overwhelms Taina, screaming through the old woman's mouth. In that instant, Zenov's psyche expands, filling you with a lifetime's worth of memories and experiences, including a set of verses that you know to be the Cantec of Durgan's battery.
Hammers of Durgan, ring loud. May the anvil's deep music resound. Walls of the battery, safeguard our works from marauder and wilder alike. Abidun's faithful travail by the forge and the fires that brighten the ore.
It's too much for Taina's dying consciousness. It shrivels and vanishes as Zenov, now in full control of Taina's body, attacks. Yeah, that's too bad. But, you know.
Well?
I had to get the passphrase, and I wasn't going to sacrifice the young girl. Let's do this. Grab this.
I'm ready.
Nail her. That took everything out of her. Okay, we have the passphrase. Well then.
I've got it.
Might as well lockpick this. Taxes
Finished.
collected. Standard garden variety jump. Open the way to Durgan's battery. Bronze Abaddon statuette. Okay. Well, that's what we need. We need to go back to our place now. Cadnua. So that's what we'll do. We'll end the episode back home. Folks, it has been an adventure. As it's supposed to be. It's a fantasy role-playing game. Let's go back to the wide world. Whoa, no, world map. We want to go back to the Deerwood. We want to go to Cadnua. So, good times was had by all. Fellow of St. Widewin has arrived.
Spirits in this place have begun to heal.
Seeking employment. Well, that sounds fun. All right, my peoples. We have all sorts of things that we need to do next episode here, so I'm going to leave it with that. Everyone, thanks for watching. Give it a thumbs up. Comments, questions, all that jazz. Leave it down below because the algorithm likes it, and you know, we have to work YouTube like a punching bag. I'll see you all next time. Until then, happy gaming, everyone.